Hey guys, Huzzy here bringing you another video. Now welcome back to a Huzzy Q&A. Haven't done one of these in a while. We've been quite focused on obviously the content recently, and I've been pretty happy with how it's going. I would say especially yesterday's Yasuo video. I'm going to have to work out why that has done so well, just to kind of say it's on 16,000 views already, which, you know, that's not out of the norm for one of my videos, but it's high for the time. You know, it hasn't been out that long, and usually that type of video that gets to maybe 16,000, that may take a couple days to get to, and this thing's taken, I don't know, like 14 hours or something like that. So it's really damn good. So thank you for that. And again, I'm gonna have to work out, is that either Yasuo as a champion, that people just love Yasuo and he always brings in high views, or is that the fact that I'm playing a champion that I know, what I'm known to hate? Well, I don't hate him, but I advise people don't play. So we're going to have to work that one out, because, you know, I am a YouTuber after all, so seeing high views is always nice. But today, we're going to be doing something a little bit different, and it will involve me probably looking down a little bit more than normal. We're going to do a Snapchat Q&A. So this is going to be a Snapchat special. So basically, obviously, we've done in the past that we've done the YouTube comments, we've done Twitter, Facebook, and I was like, let's just try Snapchat. Let's see how it works. I have seen other people do it before, and this may evolve over time. So today, we're going to do just a version that I open them and I read them and I'll answer. If it's proven successful and we get some really good quality questions, then we may open it up to having live capture on the phone. So a Snapchat Q&A that I've watched has had like the phone being recorded, and then you can record people's Snapchats or, like, you know, put them in the video. That's a bit more dangerous, obviously, but obviously editing does exist. So yeah, there may be editing throughout this Q&A, which I normally don't do because, again, you never know what's going to just randomly pop up. But we've got a lot to go through, and I will try to go through as many as we possibly can. But I'd say we've easily got 200. But let's get through it, shall we? So the way that I'll do it is I will just say, like, their first name, I guess. Who is it from? So this one's from Zach, and he asks, is it necessary to play with free screen instead of locked? I usually play locked. Play with free. You have to play with free screen. You're missing so much by playing locked. That basically the way that you've got to, in my mind, is with playing locked, you're like 100% playing with like shutters, you know, like in horse racing, that the horses wear those shutters that kind of lock them into that view so they can't see anything over here and here. It's really good if you're running in a straight line. It's really bad if you actually need to see what's around you. And you playing in locked screen is basically putting those shutters on, locking yourself out to the rest of the world. Really try to break that habit. You need to be free and see what's going on. And just to say, if, you know, if it's your video game and you're not that serious about it, do locked. You know, if you've got no aspirations to climb. But, you know, when Dyrus, who's, you know, used to be my favorite pro, when he was going to join TSM, he was a very good high-level player, but he was playing locked camera. And they literally said to him, if you continue playing locked camera, we're not picking you up. You're not playing for TSM. He had to swap. He had to change because it's just not a competitive way to play. And obviously, the next question to that is, how do you do it? You just force yourself to do it, like most things in life. You force yourself to do it, becomes normal, boom, you're done. It's that simple. You know, part of me, if I'm not mistaken, wishes that League at the moment of new accounts have automatically locked camera. I understand why, because it's the more basic way to play. You know, you're controlling your character and then you've got to control your camera. That's so much. But I actually wish that they started with unlocked camera to get people used to it straight away. But let's go. Nib is the next one. Do I think AP carries are still viable in the current season? Yes. Like, 100% yes. We're seeing that in every game of LCS practically. They're popping off. Obviously, there is variance within it, and obviously to somebody who hasn't been in League a long time may go, yeah, but there's like tanky ones like Galio and stuff like that. It's just what happens in League, you know? Things change and people adapt to champions that they may not necessarily are supposed to be for. But yeah, no, we're seeing AP carries practically in every single game. I will say that's a bit of an odd question, but yes, 100%. Brad, what do I think of Wrights' punishment system at the moment? There's a lot I could talk about, I'm going to be honest. It's good bad. So it needs to improve vastly, and I spoke about it in the voice chat video, that if they are wanting to push voice chat eventually to the public, and right now obviously it's only for private parties, but to me that is a step up, in, you know, they're stepping up to making it public, to everyone use it in solo queue, for example. that won't or shouldn't happen before they sort out toxicity in general. And, you know, is it as bad as it used to be? No. Like, it has got better. I think bringing back the tribunal would be great. If you don't know, the tribunal was a player-voted punishment system. The problem with the tribunal of why it apparently didn't work is players like to punish more than, you know, let off. So they would have to potentially work out a system for that, and it's a very easy system. It's not perfect, but it's very easy. Hey, if you're honor level 5, you've unlocked the tribunal. Again, honor doesn't necessarily mean you're an honorable person, but a toxic person shouldn't be able to get to honor 5 easily. So potentially they should bring back the tribunal. As for punishments, well, there's certain things to me that need to get punished quicker. To me, it's time related. Is that most things do get punished eventually. You know, toxicity, eventually someone will get banned. Inting, eventually someone will get banned. It's time. They take so long to do it. To me, like, there should be a system in place, which I don't know how. Even as someone that's done game design, it sounds impossible. Someone's inting 2 games in a row, ban them. Like, block them from playing. Because that is, you know, if Wrights system at the moment is quite slow, that person could go on a rampage and damage 10 people's games before anything happens. 20 people's games before anything happens. And I think that's a bit dangerous. But they are very well known for doing waves of bans as well. So, especially when it comes to like scripting and that type of thing, is that they don't ban an individual scripter. They put people on lists. So if you're watching this video and you script right now and you're like, I've got away with it, you're most likely on a Riot list. Riot have lists of accounts that script. They find the source of which script that is, they confirm it, and then they literally ban all those accounts at the same time. And you literally, when it happens, it is quite funny, and I would recommend to do so. Go on the Riot boards, on the actual Riot website, you know, Riot's Reddit, basically, and go on there, and you will have a great time. Because there's people go, I got banned for no reason, and there's like 200 of them, and it's like, this is just fantastic. So the system's okay, it works, it just needs to speed up a lot more. And in my opinion, my dream situation would be it should be harsher, but I don't think it ever is going to be, because, you know, when a large percentage of your player base is toxic, and they're most likely never going to reform because they're just that way. You don't want to just lose player base. You don't want to just lose money in the end of the day. That's from a company's point of view. So, unfortunate, but it's just the way that it works. Lewis, hey Huzzy, do you have any holiday plans in the future? And where's your ideal place to go on holiday? He goes, maybe with Miss Huzzy. I don't know about that one. Yeah, I've got a lot of places I want to travel. You know, obviously, like you guys know, I potentially want to be a pilot after YouTube. I'm working towards that goal. Travel comes with that. We've got family friends that are pilots. You know, it's part of the reason why I know it would be good for me. And, you know, they travel every day for their job. And, you know, sometimes it's a bit repetitive, but we've got friends that are stationed in Dubai, and they fly to Australia, they fly to China, they fly to America. And with long-haul flights, which is what I want to do, a lot of the time you can't do another flight after. You've reached your daily quota, and you're just there for an evening or a day, and that's cool. You know, that adds to travel experience. But as for an actual holiday, Japan. Japan is my dream place to go right now. And I know people will be like, weeb! I don't care. Like, I don't want to be Japanese. You know, that's the whole point of a weeb, is that they think they're Japanese, and they're, like, taking over the culture, and they get the whole tattoos and speak Japanese. I don't care about that. Like, I think just Japan's cool. You know, it's the same as me going to America quite a lot, like I have, and it's like, it's awesome. I haven't been to Japan. I want to go to Japan. I like some of the stuff that, you know, I like the animes. I like sushi. So I think I would just have a good time. It's nothing about wanting to be Japanese, because I like me. I like being British for the most part. Don't want to live in Britain forever, but I like being British. You know, whenever you go to America, it's like, it's Harry Potter. I know, but it's true. But yeah, Japan. Next one's Ivan. Most memorable moment in my life. Don't have one. Happily to say that. You know, there hasn't been one moment I can pinpoint down. There's been amazing moments. Yes, there's been the opposite, and that's life. That's what you got to just keep chugging through. You know, you've got to take the hits with the misses. So yeah, no, I can't pinpoint one. There's been multiple, so. Yeah. Philip, if you were to make your own champion in League of Legends, how would it be themed, basically? Would it be Void themed or anything like that? Oh, No, I'd probably do something boring. I know that sounds bad, but I'd probably do something like a knight or something like that, but with a twist. Like, okay, I'll tell you what I'd do. Yeah, it might not work because Talia exists, but everybody knows I love earthbending with Avatar. But I would potentially mix two things together. So the anime called Full Metal Alchemist has different people being able to control different elements as well. And I think it'd be really cool if you had a knight that could basically control metal. I think that would be pretty cool. Like, he is a knight. He's in a full suit of armor because he can control metal. Hell, make it like a spectral being that has just imbued armor. And he can control metal and, like, you know, doesn't have any weapons, but one of his abilities... Oh my god, make him have stances that if you press your ultimate and E or something, he grows a shield and then is tanky. If you press your ultimate and Q, he has a sword. Press ultimate and W, he's got a whip, and it changes him into the different types of combat, ranged, melee, and tank. Could be a bit overpowered, just saying, but that would be pretty cool. That would be really cool. Alright, next one. Someone's asking, Hey is their name. What is the most potential lane that impacts the game? All of them, really. Like, to a certain degree. You could argue support is the least, but in high rating, it's actually one of the most. So that's the weird thing. It does change depending where you are. If I just had to speak for solo queue as a whole, probably mid lane. Like, again, that's just a probably, because it depends on you as a player and all that stuff. Like, it's not a solid answer. I don't want people to go, oh, I'm going to start maining mid now. It's not that simple. If it's the weird thing with League is, like, yeah, say if mid lane is kind of the most influential in the game, but if you suck at mid and you're way better at top, well, for you it's top. So you have to apply it to yourself. It's not just a clear-cut answer. And that's why I always think tier lists are one of the most stupid things to go by, because you're not going to be on that tier list spectrum. You're not going to play those champions at that specific tier in order. To me, it's just a really weird premise. But there we go. From Thomas, did you value success or enjoyment when deciding which role to play for ranked solo queue grinding? And also this champion, the new champion, seems pretty poor. Yeah, Dekaisa's pretty weak. I think, you know, she has a lot of damage in situational damage that she can just randomly one-shot people, and nobody really knows why at the moment. Well, we do. It's a passive, but it's a bit odd. But her range is too low. She's got a 500 range for an AD carry, where that should be like 550 at least. So that probably will happen. But yeah, did I value success or enjoyment when deciding where to main in my solo? Both, equally. So as I've said to you guys, AD carry is technically my favourite role mechanically in the game. But I know I'd have a difficult time there because I hate laning with others. But I also love mid, I love top. So it's both. I'm taking both into consideration. I'm not going to play something I hate, hence why I've never main support. I don't hate it, but I just know I wouldn't enjoy it. So that, you know, I'm playing stuff I enjoy, mid and top. But I'm also mixing in that I will have success with those over AD carry, even though I potentially prefer AD carry. So that's what I would recommend, both. I always think people who are simply playing to climb and they're playing stuff that they actually dislike won't get very far compared to the person that is playing both for fun and also success. Someone's asking about another champion design. Already answered that. Again, someone's doing the exact same. Obviously, there are some people that are going to be answering the same stuff. Someone's asking, when I was climbing originally from silver to diamond, how did I find the mistakes I was making in order to fix them? I feel like a lot of low-level players that are trying to climb know a lot of the mistakes they make, including this person, so they think they're playing the... Oh, okay. It's by Alex. So this person is basically saying... he thinks a lot of the problem with low rating people is that they think they're playing good because they don't know the mistakes that they're actually making. They don't know how to identify them. It's actually probably, yeah, it's actually probably dead on true. You know, the video that we made not long ago of, you know, people in denial and stuff like that, they probably just don't see their mistakes at all. My chair just went doing. They probably don't see the mistakes at all. So when they're looking at others, you know, again, when I do Unranked to Diamond, I'm pointing out other mistakes, and some people in the comments are going, oh, he never looks at his own. I do, just there's a time and a place, as I've always said. But basically, you need to identify your mistakes in order to grow, in order to get better, and it's a very dangerous thing if you don't. So where's the basic ways to see your mistakes? The most basic one, for example, is death in League. Whenever you die, there has most likely been something that could have been better, unless it's and I'm not saying intentionally feeding here, unless it's an intentional death. Sometimes say you're a tank, like, you know, my Shyvana Climb to Master episode, sometimes you jumping in and getting hit by that ultimate instead of your AD carry, that's a worth death. That's 100% worth, because then your AD carry can go kill everything, and they've used the spells on you as a tank. So yes, there is a bit of that, but the ground base, I would say, is start with deaths. See what happens when you die. Go in replays and look at every single death that you make and what you could have done differently to prevent that death. Or is it a death that you actually meant? After that, at the end of every single game, when you're in the score card, look at the farm. You look at vision, look at damage taken, done, all that type of thing, and just see how you're comparing to others. Your win rate, you know, how are you doing? Do you have a high KDA, low win rate? Well, that means you're having very low impact on the game in general. You know, as I've said, KDA means nothing if you're not winning. The Nexus is the end goal, not a kill. If you feel just generally being weak and you say are a kill up and you get killed, what happened? Did you go the wrong item build? How did you go the wrong item build? Research it. So there's a lot of stuff that you can do, but it's up to you to kind of do work. And that's what a lot of low rating people do. They don't. You know, I deserve higher. Have you done any work about it? No, I'm just playing a lot. Well, that's not going to do anything. You've got to work towards it. It's like anything. All right, let's go next one. From Jay, have I ever thought about going pro, and who is my top LCS 5 or top 5 LCS players? I don't know if I can come up with 5. Have I ever thought about going pro? There was once that I was thinking about it in season 3 when I was playing with pros nearly every single game in solo queue, holding my own, doing fine. But then I went the university route. I'm happy I did, because hell, I love what I do on YouTube. You know, recently, I used to make basically as much, well, probably a lot more than most pros in Europe. And I will say, obviously, you've probably heard crazy numbers coming out of America. They make a lot more than the Europeans. But, you know, it is growing, the pro scene, and eventually they will definitely be on way more than me. They're probably on a bit more than me now. You know, I do well for myself, but yeah, they're doing probably quite well now. But I've got no pressure of a fan base. Like, well, I do, but not a team. I don't have people wearing my jersey who, you know, has emotional attachment to. I've got none of that. So I'm happy with what I do. And if I could do this for the next couple of years, maybe grow a bit more, but then eventually get into my career. But I hope to still do occasional videos, even if I go to become a pilot, to be honest. You know, it's not going to be anytime soon. It's probably going to be in like 2 years, at least 2 years. And that's even if I decide to do it. You know, I'm raising all the money to do it. And who knows? I could just go, nah, I'm going to buy a house instead. Who knows? So yeah, like, I don't know. I thought about it, decided against it because I valued education higher. Because that's obviously, some pros have been really screwed. That they finish being a pro and they're like jobless now because they don't have an education. And when they go to try and get a job, unless it's Riot Games, no one takes being a pro gamer seriously as work experience. So yeah. And who's my top 5 LCS players? Oh god, probably just the old TSM squad. Dyrus, Odd One, Reggie, Xpecial, Wild Turtle. There we go. Moving on. Alright, from Decker Hill. What do I think is holding me back from getting Masters, playing more? What are some proud moments in regards to my life? In regards to general or YouTube? Well, hitting 100,000 is cool. Being able to call YouTube my job, and it's a very good job income-wise. Like, people would be surprised. Being able to have the car that I have, you know, graduating university with the highest grade that's possible. I'm fortunate that quite a lot of stuff has happened. There's stuff, obviously, that I want to improve. I'm getting back on the fitness train. I'm trying to sort some things out. I've recently found out that a lot of my problems potentially is because I'm vitamin D deficient. A lot, by the way. So I'm now taking daily vitamin D tablets to boost that up. And that hopefully in a few weeks' time will actually make me feel a lot better in just some general things that have been going on in my life. And I would say, if to everyone at home, especially gamers, get yourself checked out if you're vitamin D deficient, because it is actually a pretty big deal. Like, just on the bottle of this, vitamin D helps maintain immune system, strengthen bones and teeth, and healthy muscle functions. So it's why I probably have been, when I went to the gym, my muscles were dying by aching, and I was in pain by muscle ache because my vitamin D level was pretty so low. So yeah, get yourself checked out for that. But you know, I'm just generally happy with how things have gone. And yes, that's not to say I want some stuff to improve. I do. But you know, step at a time. But thanks very much. But yeah, the Masters thing, I know I brushed over it. It's playing more. Like, I play very little games of League compared to the average Master player. Even last season, when I nearly got Master, I still played a third of the average Master level games. I played, I think, in the season in total, about 600 ranked games on my main account. The average Master player is playing over 2,000. Like, there's not a comparison. I need to play more. Next one is by Saffron. Do I think Riot should improve toxicity levels in the game, or do I think people can mute? It's not an issue. See, I hate when people say that. Is that, oh, just mute? That's not an answer. Like that. Like, oh, in World War II, there's that angry German guy over there. Just ignore him, and people did, and look what happened. Like, again, I don't mean to bring up a sore subject, but that's what happens when you mute people. You can't just mute people and think it's going to be okay. You need to take them seriously. I thought that was actually a pretty good example, because that's literally what happened with Hitler, is that people just ignored him. The British ignored him, the French ignored him. Everyone had just ignored him for years when he was building up his party, and then wham! Because no one took him seriously. Everybody put him on mute. There we go. But yeah, don't mute them. Don't just because you can mute somebody doesn't mean the problem's gone. You need to sort out the problem. And yes, the mute function is there to put a band-aid on the problem, but it doesn't fix the problem. You need to fix the problem. And like we said earlier, I wish that they did do something more, but it's hard. It's hard for them to do it. Like, do they have the technology to probably ban most toxic people? You bet they do. Do you think they're going to do that? Probably not. They would lose. Like, I'm sure most people here would say there's probably 1 or 2 people in every game that they play that you would consider probably toxic to some degree. But that's like 10 to 20% of their player base just gone. They're not going to do that. That's suicide. You know, that's crazy. So, I don't know. They need to do some form of reform, or do a pure toxic queue, which currently doesn't exist. You know, there's low priority queue, which only affects DCers or AFKers. Maybe just make it toxic queue and put all of them in the same basket. All of them for like a whole season, and then your massive incentive is never to go back there again. That would be good. Next one is again, someone's asking about Champion. Someone's saying, do I play at the FPS games? I can't see what name because it was a picture. And would I do a series of one? Oh, I am actually potentially going to be doing a series of some different games upcoming. But most likely what I'm thinking of doing is doing episode 1 on the main channel, and then uploading the rest to the extra channel. So that's what I'm thinking. I want to try. My dream really is to get mini-series going on the extra channel all the time, that maybe get around 4,000 to 5,000 views a video. That would be a dream of mine as like a little side project. Would that ever be an FPS? Probably not. I have played FPSs. If you don't know, I used to be a competitive Call of Duty player before League, and before WoW. So yeah, I'm not a massive fan of FPS content on YouTube, I'm going to be honest. But what type of videos, I can go off a tangent of say what type of games am I looking to play on the extra channel. Well, there's actually a few coming up very soon. First one is the Surviving on Mars game, whatever that's called. That looks like a game that's right up my alley, so I'll most likely be doing a series on that. That again will be recording, and I will be, but by the way, before I ever release one video on it, I will be bulk recording, so I'm really far ahead of in the series, so you don't have to worry about running out. I will most likely have 10 episodes already complete before even episode 1 comes out, but episode 1 will go on the main channel, this channel, and then episode 2 of blah 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 will go on the second channel, and Surviving Mars will be one. Sea of Thieves, I'm question myself, do I want to do something with that on YouTube? Maybe I'll just do a one-shot video and then just be done with it and play with my friends in that game. But the next, the game that I'm actually really looking forward to play on YouTube, if I'm honest, is Jurassic World Evolution, I think it's called. It's the Jurassic Park game that you build your own Jurassic Park for a couple reasons. One, I love builder games like that. You guys know Prison Architect and stuff. I love those type of games. But one of my fondest memories as a kid of a video game, PlayStation 2, Jurassic Park Operation Genesis. I played that game for hundreds of hours. I'm not like crazy amount, and I loved it. It was a fantastic game. So this is going to be reinventing that to me, and I will be playing a hell of a lot of it, and I want to record a video on YouTube to build my own park. So that will be another series. So there's 2 games very soon that we're going to be doing as extra series. So yeah. God, we still got so many. I'm not going to be able to answer all these, I'm pretty sure. But we'll do our best. Someone's saying, do I smoke? No, I don't like killing myself. Steve, hey Huzzy, what's a good way to try and improve general game awareness? Play more, really. Like, again, people will come up with all these tricks and ways to do it. I didn't do any tricks. I just played more, and eventually it came to me. It came to me naturally, and that's where some people probably will never get it. Where I've got to in League now, and yeah, I'm not the best player, but I've got to Diamond 1 a few times. I'm very comfortable in Diamond 3, Diamond 2 for the most part. So I'm pretty happy with where I am for a player of League, which is like the top 0.1% of the game. All of it pretty much was just natural. Like, I didn't do, like, yes, I did research on, like, what works on a champion, what item builds are good. Back in the day, I don't even do that now. So most of what I am as a player, I just played a lot, and eventually I got good. That's not going to work for everybody, and it's not really an answer, so yeah. Next one. Someone's saying, do I still work out? I dropped it recently because of everything in life, you know, with my great-grandmother and everything, and my family know now. I told them recently that I got really down because of it. So 2 things happened. One, I stopped working out. Secondly, I didn't go crazy. Like, I'm not saying I didn't go crazy, like, I didn't go absolutely crazy, but I had fizzy drinks. I had the occasional, like, there was 1 week, and this was like a month ago, I'd say, but I had like 4 McDonald's in the same week, just because. I got into a really bad way because of it, and I think I put on a bit of weight, not too much, but I'm back on it now. Like, you know, I'm taking the vitamin D's to sort stuff out. I've quit fizzy drinks completely, and the cool thing, and I think what's going to help, is temptation is something that I guess I've struggled with food. So if it's at the house, I will have it. And me and my dad really enjoy fizzy drinks. We enjoy Red Bulls. You know, he's pretty in shape for his age. He's like 54. He's pretty in shape. He plays golf a lot. He loves his Red Bulls. I love my Red Bulls. They're really bad for you. And we've made a deal with each other. No Red Bulls for 6 weeks at least. And see how it goes. See if we feel better. You know, both of us cough quite a lot after having them. So we're just not going to have them. You know, if neither of us buy them, then neither of us are tempted. So I've quit that. Trying to fix my sleep schedule. That's the next thing on my list. Fix the sleep schedule, because the gym was always a pain in the butt to go to because it broke up the work day when I went at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. My plan is to fix the sleep schedule and start going to the gym before I even have to work. So right now, like, when my sleep schedule, I think the pin isn't in the chair correctly. Let's just adjust that. There we go. When I went to the gym before, I went at 1. My normal sleep schedule is I wake up at like midday, 12. Well, there's so many hours before, and then I start working about 2. If I woke up at like 10, even just 2 hours earlier, started to go to the gym, leave the house at 10:30, go to the gym for 11, do an hour in the gym, I'm finished at the gym at 12. That's when I'm normally waking up. I get home for 12:30, and I'm like in a normal time frame for what I currently do in work, but I've exercised for the day. So that's what I'm trying to do. It is going to be a big adjustment because I've had this sleep schedule relatively for the last couple of years, but I'm trying. I really am. And then when that gets sorted, I'm already back in contact with my gym instructor. We're going to get back into it. So yeah, there'll be vlogs on the second channel too. Right, how long have we been going? About half an hour. Let's go for an hour. Why not? Screw it. If you've got time to watch it all, great. If you don't, you can come back to watch the rest of it, or you just don't have to watch the video. That's my thought process. Do I think League will ever get to a state where champions are all equally viable to climb? It kind of is. And he says, bonus question, do I sleep with my headphones? The reason for that question is because I had my headphones, I took a picture going, hey, we're doing questions. I don't sleep with them. but they're wireless, and I watch stuff in bed. I turn one of my monitors to face the bed, and these are wireless, so I just keep them on when I'm watching something in bed. And I will say, tomorrow, you may learn more about these. These may not be out yet. Yeah. Will there ever be a place that all champions are viable to climb? Well, as I said, it kind of is already in a weird way. You can climb with every single champion in the league. You can get challenger with every single champion in the league. So if that's your definition of, hey, can I get high rating with any champion? We're already there. Yes, but your definition, I guess, is like, will there ever be a state that every champion is just equally as good to do so? Like, no matter who you are as a player, if you just play any champion, you can climb. And the answer is that no, that'll never happen. It never should happen. To me, that would be boring in a weird way. There has to be strong champions. There has to be weak champions. There has to be people with personal identities that just like playing different stuff. So to answer your question, we're already kind of there. You can climb with any champion as long as you're not trolling, as long as you're playing it in a good role. But yes, there obviously is stuff that is better than others. Because, you know, just to kind of just define what a lot of people, unfortunately misguided, majority of people that think one-tricking is the best way to climb, well, majority of one-tricks are still low rating. Majority of people in high rating are not one-tricks. So that's not a great way to climb, evidently. So yeah, you can climb pretty much doing anything you want, though, as long as you're trying and doing good stuff. All right, next one. Yeah, someone's just saying, will I do more videos if I ever become a pilot? Probably. I don't see why I'd stop. Someone's saying, when I move, will I get any pets? Probably not, because I'm looking to rent. And I will say, I don't know. I do want to move, obviously. I am looking nearly daily of like what's available in the area that I'm looking at. There's nothing, and I'm not rushing it. You know, I've said to my friends, I think, that I could move out in a week. I'm not doing that because there's nothing I like. I'm fussy. I'm going to be fussy because I live in an amazing house now. I don't have to move, to rush out to a place that I dislike. Why would I do that? The only time I'm going to move out is like, I like this. And it's unfortunate because before everything that happened, I was going to put that bid in that property. That one had it. It had all that I wanted. And obviously someone else got it while everything else was going on. But yeah, it may happen, Someone's asking, how's the girlfriend situation going? It's not at all. So yeah, I don't go out. I'm busy working pretty much 7 days a week, believe it or not. And self-confidence I need to grow, which will come from exercise and that type of thing. So yeah, it's not going at all, pretty much. It's on pause for the indefinite future. And someone's saying, and if you see yourself with a boy or girl, it would definitely be a girl. Definitely. Maybe, I'm not, again, I'm somebody that doesn't push and rush things. If I was that type of person, I'd move into a house that I dislike. That's not me. So yeah, there's no rush for it. When it will happen, it will happen. Someone's saying, content creators, how do you know which one of you is right on conflicting advice? Fi recommends Vayne, you don't. Yeah, it's a thing. We all disagree and agree with each other, and it's up to you to kind of work out which source you like. Me and Fi have been very good friends for many years. We don't agree with anything. I don't want to agree with him anything, and he probably doesn't want me to agree with him anything, because that's boring. If everybody agreed on everything, it would be the most boring life in the world. Disagreement does challenge you, and it pushes you to be better. So really, yeah, sorry it's a non-answer, but you're gonna have to do it yourself. I'm not gonna say why some of my opinions are better than Fi's. He probably won't say why his is something better than mine, because they're really not better than each other's. It's just opinion, and it's experience. And him as an AD carry player, his experience is being that Vayne over the last few years. My experience is seeing those veins over the last couple of years. So yeah, it's really up to you just to kind of go, I trust that guy over that guy, or I'm going to take that bit of advice with that guy, I'm going to take that bit of advice with that guy, and that's fine. You can do that. Next one. What is it like being a Twitch streamer? Well, I'm not really a Twitch streamer. I'm a YouTuber that does Twitch. Yay. It's cool, I guess. I started to stream a bit more when recording because I felt a bit lonely. It's cool. Like, again, I'm not a massive Twitch streamer. You know, we get around 200 viewers when I'm just doing an average stream. We can bump up to 400 every now and then, and it's cool. It's a nice weird thing that, you know, you don't feel like. Well, I know some people get very nervous for live streaming. I don't. I never have. I think it's just part of what I do now. So it's a bit of a weird feeling. I was like, oh no, they're real people that are watching me and typing in chat. That's the weirdest thing to me. But yeah, no, it's cool. It's really cool. All right, next one is you've mentioned all the time when not to play ranked. How personally did you know when the ideal situation to play ranked? This could go one of two ways. What do you mean? When you're ready to play ranked, or actually like literally what time? If you're well, we'll go with that one because I think I've talked about when you're ready. I've done videos on it. So time wise, I'll never really play in early morning. I'll never play very late at night, and I'll never play really when LCS is on. Also, I'll never play at certain times when I'm doing the beginning of Unranked to Diamond. Let's go through them. Early morning, I don't play because that will either be very tired people that haven't slept, or potentially, you know, school kids before going to school. I know people do that. Then very late at night, we were talking like, you know, midnight plus, people tired, not playing great. Their reaction levels have gone down. Not worth playing to me. Or people that have been drinking the evening. No thanks. Not during LCS. Again, people got triggered when I said about it. I don't know why, but I've always had worse games when LCS is on. To me, the people that care about League and care about what they should know what to do, watch LCS. So that is just a personal rule of mine that I just don't play when LCS is on if I can help it. And then when it comes to the Unranked to Diamond account, I won't play past about 4 p.m. Because especially in the early stages, that's when kids come on. And no thanks. You know, it doesn't affect the main account at all. It doesn't really affect the Unranked to Diamond account now, but when the Unranked to Diamond series is first starting in Silver and stuff like that, I avoid that time. But when you're in Diamond, well, even if it is a kid after school, well, he's a Diamond kid, so it's completely fine. He must be good. But yeah, and I know some people are going to go, aren't you going to be offending part of your audience? I have a very low percentage of young people who watch my videos, so yeah, it shouldn't be bad. But yeah, pretty much that's simple for me. Let's keep it going though. Oh my god, there's so many. I will try, if by the way I haven't answered your question, because I'm never going to get through all of these, I will try and go through them personally after. But yeah. Next one's by Emma. Was it just interest that improved my game knowledge? So it's basically just how to improve in general, more or less. And what can you get from watching streams and stuff like that? It's all about applying the knowledge to certain areas of actually that makes sense. You know, there's no point taking knowledge that isn't going to apply to you, which I know sounds confusing. And again, this is where I worked out how to be a better League player, but it's not going to work out the same for everybody. So I would say, like we said earlier, you need to work out what your biggest mistakes are, and you just need to fill in the blanks. Or with game knowledge specifically, if you're questioning things when you're in game, you need to know the answer. You need to find out the answer. As I've said before, you should never go into ranked not knowing what every ability in League does. And I know that sounds crazy to people, but it really isn't. And one of the big differences, and I think my friend Gals actually pinpointed it not long ago. Me and Gals, who are both now Diamond players for the past few seasons, we were normal game players for really the first 2 seasons of League. I did play some ranked in Season 2. I got to Silver. But really, we only really played normals, and we played a lot of normals. I think by the time I went into ranked, I think I had around 2,000, like in Season 3. I think I had around 2,000 normal games played. Having that many games under my belt just made me know so much about League and made me know about every ability in the game indirectly, when nowadays people seem to rush into ranked and they don't know everything. So potentially just put more time before you go into ranked. Or put more research time if you're not going to play research. But yeah, that Gals, I think, because someone said something like that, and Gals was the one that said it's like, oh, me and Huz had thousands of games before we even play rank properly, and then we kind of got to diamond pretty easily, and it was like maybe that's why. We just had the knowledge from all those games, and then we just played ranked, and we were like, hey, we're diamond, let's go. Possibly that's why. But yeah, basically the whole thing about game knowledge is filling in the blanks. Why did someone do that? Where did they do it? You know, just fill in the blanks. It doesn't take much. Just do the research, basically. But let's keep her going. I've lost my place. There we go. What do I do in 7 out of 10 games your teammates feed before you even clear your first jungle? I doubt that's true. Personal bias is too strong for so many people in League. You know, I'd just watch the people that are like delusional in low rating. I had a guy who got quite emotional in the Discord. I wasn't directly talking because I didn't think it was a good idea, but there was a guy in my general in Discord that basically said he got very emotional, that he basically came to terms with he belonged where he was, where he always thought he belonged higher. He finally came to terms with it. And it was because other people spoke to him about it, and people were just countering all of his points of like, that's not true, give us your op.gg. We went through it, and it wasn't true. So yeah, I'd just say, if you want to climb seriously, just drop the personal bias, because it's really not healthy. It will basically screw you up more than help you. So, yeah. Alright, so next one is... How long did it take you to actually make a channel and start posting videos after deciding to be a YouTuber? God. HuzzyGames, the channel HuzzyGames has existed since 2011, but it was just my YouTube account. It was the YouTube account that I made to comment and subscribe to YouTubers I watch. It is still, you know, HuzzyGames is still my main YouTube account. Not just because I'm a YouTuber, it's still the account that I have all my subscriptions that people I watch. I don't jump onto a different YouTube account to do that. It is the original account. It was made in 2011, and my first video, I think, was uploaded in 2013. But, yeah, like, I think okay, so, God, I'm really going back in time here. As everybody probably knows, one of my favorite ever YouTubers is Jesse Cox. I went to CoxCon, and well, there's another that someone said about proud moments in my life. This is one. So you can see here, it's probably a little bit out. This is a VIP badge to CoxCon. I went to CoxCon last year as a VIP guest, which is Jesse Cox's convention. That was a proud moment for me, because he was my hero of YouTube. That I think in 2011, I emailed him on probably my other YouTube account, my really old YouTube account that I don't even know anymore. And I said, hey, I potentially want to do YouTube. Any advice? He gave me some just very basic advice, like I would give to people, you know, do it for fun, do what you think you're good at. And I made HuzzyGames after that email, because he emailed back, which was kind of crazy. And then it took 2 years for me actually to do it. You know, it wasn't, you know, I made HuzzyGames. I was like, right, I'm going to start making videos now. I just came up with a name. I was like, oh, I'll call it HuzzyGames. And then when I decided to do it, pretty much instantaneously, I was in my gap year university. I was like, I might make videos. So I did. It was the most basic videos. You know, I was using Windows Movie Maker to edit them. I was recording, I think, with the Hypercam, whatever it was called. You know, it was very basic. But yeah, like, I just did it for fun. It's that simple. Like, if you're not doing YouTube for fun, then don't do it. Like, I had a guy message me on Facebook the other week that basically only spoke about a career that he wanted to start doing YouTube. And I was like, good luck. Like, I didn't want to give him advice, because that is the wrong way to think. No YouTuber goes into YouTube thinking it's going to be a career, unless you're Will Smith, you know, unless you're Will Smith, who is Will Smith, and everyone knows Will Smith, and he's already got 1 million subs. And I would say, watch his videos, they're really good. He does vlogs now too. Just do it for fun. You know, don't put any pressure on yourself. You know, so many people are like, oh God, my first video. The chances are, without, you know, being real, the chances are not many people are going to watch it, if any. You can share it with friend group. You can share it with a YouTuber you like, maybe. But they may be too busy. You never know. So the chances is nobody probably is going to watch it. So just make it. Just make it. Go through the process of making it. Upload it. And it's out there. It's gone. That's what I'd recommend. I did that, and my channel surprisingly did better than I thought. You know, within probably a month of starting to do videos, my channel was up and running and doing well. And, you know, I was like, whoa, that's the way that it worked for me, but it's very unlikely. Which I know is a really Debbie Downer moment for most people. But the chances of being a YouTuber nowadays, I think, is less than 0.01%, something like that. There was an article on it the other day, which is kind of crazy. So, and I would say the longer you wait, the less likely it's going to happen, because more people are doing it every day. How long have we been going? 45. Okay, cool. Let's keep going though. Someone's asking about improvement. We said that. Someone's saying, what do I think about the new AP item changes? They're cool for the most part, but everyone's got their kind of core item build again, so not a crazy amount has changed. Let's keep her going. Will I ever do a CSGO series? No. I am doing. Someone's saying, would I ever consider doing a spectator series? We've got one, just it's broke. I've been trying to bring back the spectator series for ages. Just doesn't work. Just doesn't want to work. It's why I've actually now brung in the op.gg review videos, because people want to kind of get improvement on their personal accounts when in my channel, and I haven't been able to do spectator series for months because the replays just won't open. So I was like, let's just do op.gg reviews. But when I can get those replays to open, it will be back. Someone's saying, you know, why did I start YouTube? Boredom. I've always said that. Boredom is what made me start. I started in my gap year between sixth form college and university here in England, and I was just bored. I tried to get a part-time job. I lasted 2 days. It just wasn't for me. I quit that job, or it was kind of a mutual quit. And I came home, and within a week I uploaded my first video. I think that's how it happened. So, yeah. All right. What are my plans if you were to get Master with a good amount of time? If I got Master and then it was, I don't know, push for Challenger maybe. It's a good series. I don't know if I could, but again, majority of people on YouTube aren't making series because they think they can. They are doing it because of views. Pants, I like Pants. He's a great guy. I've spoken to him a lot. Do I think he truly can get rank 1? No, not probably. He probably doesn't play enough. It's crazy how much you have to play to get rank 1. But the series is crazy successful. It's a great series. Do I think he thinks he can get to rank 1? I think he probably has it in him that he think he can, given the right situation. You know, if everybody else plays a little bit less, he plays a little bit more, maybe. Because, you know, he's achieved a lot, but it's the series that's the main thing. So, yeah. What do I think about Fortnite? I played it the other day. I was going to do a Huzzy one-shot of it, so I was like, oh, let's just play it and see how it goes. Yes, I really dislike that game. Yeah, and I know I'm going to get killed for that, because every teenager is playing it right now, but I just don't see the appeal. I really don't. For me, that type of game, and I know it's the opposite, right? Is that people that love Fortnite pretty much hate PUBG, and people that love PUBG hate Fortnite for the most part. I'm a PUBG person if I'm going to play that game. I'm there for the slow play. I'm there for hunting and hiding and not cartoony for that type of game. And Fortnite is just the opposite completely of that. So it just really isn't for me. I don't like the building. I don't like the jump pad stuff. It's just a bit too much for me. And, you know, I played it and I did well. You know, it's not... Again, some people say, oh, you only don't like it because you're bad at it. No, again, I used to be a competitive COD player. It's very similar to a lot of games that I played very well at a high standard too. I think I came third in my first ever game. And I was like, I don't see it. I don't see the appeal. So, yeah, just personally, it's not for me. Any good anime recommendations? Any good anime recommendations? Well, there's no point recommending stuff that's mainstream because, you know, everybody will recommend them. Overlord, maybe? It's on Crunchyroll at the moment. It's a bit weird, and Season 2 is all over the place. I have no idea actually what's going on. It's following a character that's really cool, but it just happened. They just went to that story without any introduction, basically, so it was really weird. You know, I'm watching Dragon Ball Super. We're coming up to a new anime season very quickly, so there is going to be a bunch of new stuff coming out soon, so Yeah, if you haven't watched it, like just look at what's coming out season 2 of like My Hero and all that. And if you haven't watched the first season, just go watch the first season, and there you go. Okay, someone's saying about Fortnite gameplay. No. Do I watch Netflix? If so, what's my top three series? I do have Netflix and I do watch Netflix, but I've never got into watching Netflix properly for series. I've never cared enough. The only ones that I've ever watched, well, I get like I know that this is gonna be controversial considering the guy that's involved. House of Cards. It's got a bit worse over time. The first couple series were amazing, and this is where, for me anyway, separating the actor with the work. Obviously, he's a terrible person in real life, but the role of what he did in the first couple seasons was incredible. Like, it was some of the best acting, and I guess that's why he was able to do this for so long. He was an amazing actor. I'm not incredibly happy with where it's gone, though, but I don't really want to spoil it. To me, it's a bit too 2018, if that makes sense to a lot of people. But House of Cards, it was good. And I will say was, because I don't know if it's going to be great for the remaining, whatever they're doing with it. And, you know, the Marvel stuff isn't bad. You know, Daredevil, you know, it's not great. I don't think it's amazing. I just watched episode 1 of Jessica Jones season 2 last night. I was like, meh, yay, bad effects. You know, the big guy, that was quick, let's just say that. The special effects on that was just dreadful. And yeah, I don't really watch anything, because again, I don't hold those Marvel series very highly. The Iron Fist was some of the worst Marvel TV, or just TV, that I've ever seen. You know, the Iron Fist, he's supposed to be the secret guy. He's buying a hot dog. I'm the immortal Iron Fist. All right, buddy, just give me your $5 for the hot dog. Literally telling everybody. So, you can tell I wasn't a fan. But yeah, I'm not a massive person in Netflix, I'm going to be honest. What difficulties am I experiencing when climbing at the moment? Playing more, pretty much. Oh, God. This is a long one. And I was trying to get level 30 when I got to start. But since then, I'm unhappy with this review. Someone's saying, okay, here, yeah, okay. League for a casual gamer seems to be too hard considering how many changes it goes through. I get your point. And this is where, again, it may sound a bit like clear cut. League is not a casual game. It was never designed to be a casual game. It was built up to be kind of like a normal, like MOBAs in general are not a casual game because there is so much you need to know about them. There are certain MOBAs that are more casual. You know, to me, again, if you love the MOBA playstyle and stuff like that, to me, go play Heroes of the Storm, Blizzard's MOBA. There's no items. You know, there's builds, yeah, there's spell builds, but it's a lot more basic in its sense. It's less focused on the individual and more based on teamwork. So yeah, maybe Heroes of the Storm would be better for you if you're a casual gamer, because League isn't looking after the casual gamer. Again, they balance the game to the higher rating players, to the pro scene. They constantly are updating it to kind of stay ahead of their opposition, which they've always done. So yeah, to me, again, I 100% get your point of like, it's, you know, I'm a casual gamer not playing that much, and then boom, there's another patch, and there's another patch. I 100% agree with that. It's a lot, but that's where League isn't a casual game. Casual players do exist, but this is where a casual gamer can't change the game that they're playing, because it's not intended for casual people. And League, by the way, they have casualified it. That's not a word, but we'll run with it. It's definitely more casual than it used to be, which, again, someone like me is not happy with. But that's just the way that it goes. And it will probably continue to get a bit more casual. But Wright have even said themselves they are doing more patches this year than ever. So there's going to be more changes. Okay, so let's just do a few more. If you were to have any champion's ability in real life, which would I choose? He's saying Aziz is Ezreal's E. If I could have one ability from League in real life, well, I guess like if you wanted to go deep, I guess something like Tryndamere ultimate would be handy because you could just not die. But what would be useful? Gangplank's parlay. Whenever you shoot something, you get money. What? Oh, Twisted Fate's passive. Just get a lot of money. I don't know, really. Like, again, it's hard for me to put the mind frame of like a video game into real life. I know that sounds weird, but I'm a fairly grounded person, I think. So it's kind of hard for me to kind of go, that would work in real life, because it probably wouldn't. If you're just doing it for a pure fun point of view, though, which I guess you are, I guess it would have to be something mobility, right? Like you're doing Ezreal E, yeah, because you don't really want to have a damage spell because I don't want to go around hurting people. So it'd probably be like a travel spell. Ezreal E is a good one, but it's not very high range. Probably Twisted Fate Ultimate or something like that you can travel long distances. Yeah, probably. Like, a travel... Like, again, I don't know how long of a range you can make it in real life. It's like, I want to go to America. I'm in America. That would be cool. But yeah. Okay, so we'll do 2 more. Let's do that one. It's the same as... I'm not going to count ones we've had before. What are my thoughts on Zoey after the recent patch? It seems Riot can't decide what they want to do with her, and they won't be able to. The reason for it is that I've said time and time again, she's unbalanceable. Her kit is just terrible. It's a very, very bad kit, and I don't mean to offend. If you like Zoey, that's fine. I like Zoey. I think she's cool, but her kit is unbalanceable. She is not healthy for League of Legends. And I would not be surprised if she's going to be overpowered again, and then there's going to be massive complaints. And who knows, Riot could get fed up and just go, right, we're just reworking her instantly. Like, this just isn't working for League. And it doesn't. I've said before, the guy that designed the champion, he has a track record of designing champions only for the player that's playing them. He's the same guy that I think also designed Yasuo and stuff like that. He has a very big track record of only designing champions that work for the player that's playing them, and he doesn't care about League as a whole. And Zoey is the ultimate example of that. So, yeah, I don't know. Right, I have a tough one on their hands with her, to be honest. And we'll answer 2 more. Next one is, how's the car? What car do I have and how's the car? Good. If you don't watch my IRL channel, you probably won't know any information about that. But I think this came from the Shyvana episode. I was speaking to the stream about it. And some people did get their wires crossed because I spoke about a crash. I'd be like, you crashed your car? No, I crashed a moped years ago. That wasn't actually my fault. And I know that sounds a bit whatevers. But there was an oil slick on a roundabout, and a really bad one. And it was basically, even if I was going over there 1 mile an hour, my moped would have gone. So yeah, that happened. But my car, I've got a BMW 2 Series Coupe 2017. It's great. It's really good. I will say, and I know to some people they're like, that's an amazing car, and it is. It's a wonderful car. I do wish I didn't jump the gun as quick as I did. So if you don't know, I did have a car before that, but I didn't pass my driving test. I had a 1 Series. I got a lot happened. I wanted an automatic, and on the day that I passed my driving test, if I'm not mistaken, it was July the 19th or July the 23rd. It's one of the two, and I don't know why I can't remember properly. One of those two. I passed my driving test in the late morning, came home. Me and my dad were speaking to my driving instructor because he drove me home, because they don't let you drive if you just passed. We spoke to him for about 20 minutes on the driveway. I went in the house. I think I didn't even have a shower, but I was sweating like crazy, obviously. Changed my shirt, came downstairs, right, Dad, let's go to BMW. That's what happened. I went to BMW. We walked around the lot a little while, looking what they had in stock. Found the one that I wanted. It was a brand new 2 Series Coupe. It was pre-registered. I bought it the day that I passed my test. It's a great feeling, and I don't regret buying the car. It's an amazing car, but there is some cars that I probably could have got other than it, and that was brand new. Where I'm not against used cars. I know those are going to sound crazy to people, and the insurance would have been absolutely insane, but for a decent price difference, as in cheaper, I could have actually ended up with a Porsche, a Porsche Cayman. And it's like, okay. Which I might look to do not this July, next July. So I would have had my car for 2 years, trade it in, and then do that. So, yeah, my advice to people at home, don't rush into things. I'm still very happy with it. Don't get me wrong, but Porsche. Yeah, that would have been good. Anyway, let's move on to the last question, I guess. Yes. Someone's just saying, as a general, do I plan on staying in England or moving out away from England? I think for the first part of my adult life, I will probably stay relatively in England to kind of get myself set up. You know, I'm an adult now, but I haven't moved out or anything ever. So when I move out, I'll probably stay in England for a while. But my aim is not to stay in England. My aim is probably America for the most part. I grew up going to America 2 or 3 times a year. So America means a lot to me. So maybe America, maybe somewhere else, who knows, but probably America. But yeah, that's going to be it, though, for this Q&A. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. We went for an hour. My voice is shot. But I enjoyed doing it. And, you know, for the people that go, damn, an hour's a long time, well, it's up to you if you want to watch it, obviously. You can split it into different watching times. You can not watch it. If you're here, then that's weird. So yeah, so I want to say, if you made it the whole way to the end, which I don't know how many people did, in the comment section below, let's talk about time. Something in general time. What is something that you're looking forward to in a short amount of time? What is something that you're looking forward to in a long-term amount of time? What are you currently doing with your time right now? Let me know that in the comments and I'll know you made it all the way to the end. But if you guys did enjoy, throw a like on it. If you've got any responses to the questions that I answered, or if you've got any more questions, put them in the comments. I will be in the comments down below as this video gets uploaded. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. See you.